And hello and welcome everyone to the comic multiverse where the worlds of nerd meet. Matt, it's a special night. It's our big D23 special. It's right up there in the pantheon of comic multiverse specials. We got the Comic-Con special, the D23 special, the Super Bowl special sometimes when they have trailers.
Yeah, the DC fandom special, which isn't happening anymore.
Oh, pour one out for DC fandom, everyone. That used to be a good night for us. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh, that's a real shame on that one. I guess E3 sometimes is a special for us because every so often,
when they decide to have one.
Yeah, when they decide to have one, I guess there's another one we got to pour out for.
Yeah, all the gaming studios and PlayStations and stuff are doing their own stuff.
I guess, yeah. But yes, so we got all the big D23 news, everyone. Obviously, of course, you got your Disney stuff. You got your Marvel stuff. You got your Star Wars stuff.
You got the Pixar stuff.
You got your Pixar stuff. You got the weird, National Treasure show, but without Nicolas Cage. You got the Mufasa prequel. Finally, all your burning Mufasa questions will be answered.
Someone apparently greenlit that for some reason. I guess, Lion King did make $1 billion, so...
It did.
Yeah.
You know what? I can see the room right now at the executives. Oh, is there more Lion King to make? Well, we made a direct, video sequel back in the day, but genuinely people don't seem to like those. In fact, we often get made fun of for making terrible direct-to-video sequels. What about a prequel? Oh my God, yes. Oh, jeez. And then they took out the cocaine bowl, and it was party time for everybody.
We'll do a sequel, and we'll get Barry Jenkins to direct it because he's really famous at the moment, and yeah.
There you go. I bet you $100 that whole freaking Mufasa prequel is just existing so we can get the origins of why Scar got his scar.
Got his scar, yeah.
Because I'm going to guess that wasn't his real name unless their parents had some real fucking foresight and they knew what was going to happen to him later on.
That's going to be teased in the post credits.
Yeah.
That he's going to pick up the rock that gives him the scar or something,
What's his real name? Jerry.
Yeah, it's like the Joker. What's the Joker's real name?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
You see, we have to know. The whole world has been asking, you know?
Yeah.
It's also Mr. Fleck. That's also his name.
Well, it depends on what book Jeff Johns is writing, because he actually revealed the name this week in Flashpoint.
Oh, did he actually?
Yeah. It's an alternate Earth Joker.
True
I
enough.
need to remind people about that, but yeah.
Again, this is another week where I have not been able to read damn near anything that I set out to read. I put that one near the end, but yeah, so I guess that's something I have to look forward to. We figured that out. They're also making a movie apparently about the wishing star from Pinocchio, which I'm like, the thing from your logo, Disney? Really? You've, commoditized everything else you do? Now you're making a movie about your logo?
They never do it, but I'd love them to do it so it's oh yeah, this is like an eldritch horror. It's
yes,
it's
please.
What's that? What's the stone from Heavy Metal?
Oh, yeah.
The Loch Nor or something.
Yes, the Day Star. I am Satan. I am the fallen one.
Yeah. It's just that.
I will grant you your wish, but
in 10 years, I will come back for your soul.
Yeah. Oh man, the dark, untold history of the fucking wishing star.
And thanks to the AI deepfakes, they have it voiced by Walt Disney or something.
Himself, yes. Man, see now that's. I can only assume that they've copyrighted the Wishing Star, so we just can't make that movie on our own. That's a real shame. I also see you're wearing a Rick and Morty shirt there, Matt. Did you see the first episode back?
I haven't caught up yet. I'm a season and a half behind.
It's really solid, the first episode back. I won't spoil anything for you if you haven't seen it, but they drop 3 lore bombs in a row that actually end up completely changing the show.
Cool.
They also answer a question where I'm like, oh, that should have been really obvious from the beginning. I can't believe they are A, only answering this now, and B, I never asked that question. Because it's one of those no duh obvious things, and then you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, continues to be funny, continued to be good. But yes, everyone, believe it or not, we are a comic book podcast sometimes. We're not just here talking about the weird and unwelcome world of live action Disney only makes. Though we could be if you wanted. Again, I don't even really watch them anymore. I know they dropped that new Pinocchio one, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I didn't even know that came out. I went to watch She-Hulk, and like that appeared. And I'm like, they just like I thought I was going to cinemas because it's like Tom Hanks and it's
right?
fucking what's his name, Emmerich film, and I'm like, apparently it's like soulless fucking garbage though. So yeah,
yeah, because I mean, yeah, that's what's gonna happen every time you try and remake the original Pinocchio.
Yeah,
it is funny though because they're remaking one of the old ones. And apparently Walt Disney really fucking loved Pinocchio. Mm-hmm. It's nice to know that his frozen head is turning over in the thing where it's like, damn, I really liked that one.
He cursed it, yeah.
He cursed. I thought I did really good on that one, but I guess not. But yeah, so we have here the big list of news here of all the things that broke from D23. But before we get to any of that, we're going to do a little bit of old business. Last week we talked at length about Dan Lin, the guy who we all thought was going to be Warner Brother Discovery's answer to Kevin Feige.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not happening, though.
Yeah.
Came out pretty loud on that one, being like, no, I actually have way too many projects at way too many other studios. I'm not going to get tied down to just one thing.
I like that's absolutely what's happening, but I can't help but think that it's like he saw like what all these fucking Snyder cult people have been doing to like the current leader and the two leaders before him.
Yeah.
And be like, no, I don't want to fucking deal with any of that shit.
Like, remember that was an article too where they're like, maybe giving in to these, Snyder Cut fans ultimately did more damage to the studio. And all those people are like, what do you mean damage to the studio, giving people what they want? This, because people won't want to take the job and deal with you and deal with the stress.
Exactly.
That's why.
Yeah.
It's actively hard to get new people on board.
Yeah. And it doesn't help as well that Zaslav guy he's literally saying like, I don't give a shit about the talent. It's all about the money. Like that's one way to like make people not want to work with you.
Oh yeah, the dude is like an episode of fucking Succession. I joked about this on Twitter. My conspiracy theory that the reason Zaslav keeps fucking up the entertainment arm of Warner Brothers is because he never wanted it. He only wanted CNN, so he could morph that to his own will. And people have been sharing all week the shitty new CNN and all the stuff they've been doing on there. And it's like, oh yeah, it shows.
Yeah. Oh look, I was right.
Yeah, there you go. That definitely shows. And someone said, where it's like, well, if that's the case, then why does he even have Warner Brothers at all? Someone should take it away from it. I'm like, it's all pieces on a board, man. That's all these media barons are. It's all pieces on their big fucking board.
Yep.
Which is why I love the new Captain America run right now, because he's literally fighting a group playing the Century game, and that's literally what it is. Just ultra rich, powerful assholes.
Yeah.
Playing the world like a fucking game.
Yeah, playing chess with everyone, yeah.
Yep. Again, I just could not help but think of Shiv from Succession, where it's like, wait, so we made a bunch of money ruining this major news network, but what does that mean when we want news, though? Isn't this going to bite us in the ass as the ultra-rich? I'd like to know there's at least one place I could trust for news. Who was there at the event? Did they wear a hat? I don't know anymore. And that's where we are now in the real world. I don't know. Listen to fucking NPR, BBC America, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's your old news everyone dealt with. I don't know who the new Kevin Feige alike is going to be for this new bold, Warner Brothers Discovery DC universe, but ain't gonna be Dan Lim.
Was Greg Berlanti actually up for it, or was that just like
I don't know anymore. I literally don't know anymore if that was just wishful thinking that kind of caught on.
Yeah, because I was going to say, just give him the job. He'll do it.
He might as well. Again, if the dude could make the CW universe into something worthwhile.
Yeah.
Then maybe he'll do something worthwhile with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so moving on to the actual news and actual trailers, one of the biggest ones, one of the most unexpected ones, even though it shouldn't be because it's coming out in frickin' October, Werewolf by Night, we got our first trailer, and it was nothing like what I expected it to be.
It was my favorite trailer of the lot we got.
I liked it a hell of a lot, too. They are leaning super hard into the grindhouse, drive-in movie, 70s monster exploitation, and Oh, it's fun to see, isn't it?
That's what really surprised me the most. Like I expected, because I knew it was going to be sort of referencing like the Universal Hammer horror movies. Didn't expect like it to be very grindhousey and very violent and everything like that. It looks like a Rob Zombie film when Rob Zombie gave a shit.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
It's very fun. The style is great. Again, the references they're making, not since WandaVision have I think we've seen the MCU at this level where they're like, we don't care if you get all the references because all of these make $1 billion anyway. Let's make a fucking weird one just for us. And that's what this seems to be, a weird one just for us. It's horror, it's Hammer, you got werewolves, Man-Thing is in it.
Yeah, and he looks great.
He looks great. Man-Thing looks like fucking Man-Thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is this going to be a yearly thing? Are we going to get a new one of these every year now if this is popular?
If it's popular, yeah, I can see it.
I also love, too, it's Werewolf by Night. They have yet to say the fact that the main dude's name is Jack Russell, so I cannot wait for everyone to organically come to that realization that the man's name is Jack Russell. Yeah, that's his name. It's what it's always been. Love it. Love it to death. Yeah, I'm very excited for this, and we'll be seeing it fairly soon.
In like a month, yeah.
Yeah, for Halloween. Yeah, I'm very excited. I with this and like that Guardians Christmas thing, I hope Disney Plus and streaming and everything get on doing more seasonal things. We should think about that in the comments section, everyone. Who's a hero who could be seasonal? You know, what's something that could come out for, I don't know, Easter? What's a good Easter hero? White Rabbit, the Spider-Man villain.
the Marvel character Jesus.
Jesus, yeah, who is a mutant, an Omega level mutant that we know of.
Yes.
I fucking love that, and I love in the Hickman X-Men books, guys like, you know, friggin' Exodus are like, oh yeah, definitely, yep, Jesus 100% a mutant, yep, I knew him.
Yeah, I knew him. He was alright.
I knew he was alright. Man owes me $5. Blandman helping us out. Wouldn't it be hilarious / sad if Man-Thing gets a show and it lasts longer than Swamp Things? Oh, man. It's more than likely.
Yeah. And, well, it mainly is because the people probably working there aren't as incompetent as the people on the Swamp Thing and filed the right paperwork that will allow them to continue to work.
Yeah, never let that forget, everyone. You didn't get more Swamp Thing because of a clerical paperwork error.
Yep.
Also, too, as the chat reminds us, he's not just any, Man-Thing. He's a giant-sized Man-Thing. When are we going to get that joke? I want that joke to be in there. Chat saying Elsa Bloodstone for next Halloween. Yeah, Shamrock. Absolutely Shamrock for St. Patrick's Day.
Elsa Bloodstone's in this.
I know. How cool was that?
Yeah.
Jaden, Santa is technically a mutant. That is also technically true. Hey, I have not seen the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special yet, but oh my god, if they're out in space and they meet Santa.
Oh, that would be great.
And he's like, well, yeah, of course I exist. Dude, you live in a universe of aliens and gods and, you know, universe rewriting stones. Is this really too much for you?
Yeah, exactly.
That Santa is totally fucking real?
And a mutant, a mega level mutant.
And an Omega level space mutant. I'm just saying there's places they could go with this. There's a lot of different holidays that they could explore.
Absolutely.
I'm all about it. We got some else here. Cowboy helping us out. Excited for Captain America 4. Hopefully Sam will get more solo screen time. Off the subject, how could Marvel transition Miles Morales into the MCU? I mean, Miles is in a weird place right now because of, obviously, Spider-Verse being this huge marquee thing.
Mm-hmm. And Miles does exist in the MCU because...
that we know of.
His uncle is there and he mentioned him.
By name, no less.
Yeah.
I mean, the answer is I think they could do it whenever they wanted. I guess they'll just have to feel like, hey, have we run our course with the Tom Holland stuff, or are we ready to move on to the next thing?
That's the thing. That's what I really like, that we actually got 3 Spider-Man films, or more, plus the Avengers films, before they consider doing Miles. Because I didn't like the idea that people wanted them to go, okay, here's 2 Peter movies and the rest is just going to be Miles.
Again, too, it's totally not how frickin' Marvel and the MCU do things. There's a reason you didn't hear anything about X-Men, and there's the reason that Fantastic Four got punted like 2 phases down. it's because they already have enough really successful money-making stuff. They know you want it, and they'll give it to you once they feel that, they've tried to make franchises out of lesser stuff. They know they have ready-made franchises.
Yeah, they have, like, that break glass in case of, like, reduced revenue.
Yeah. Oh, that made a little less than $1 billion. All right, time to make X-Men, time to make Miles.
Yep.
That made a little less than $1 billion, but hey, right now we're hard at work trying to make Shang-Chi a franchise and the Eternals into a franchise.
Yep.
And they're kind of getting there, but yeah, so there's your Werewolf by Night. Looks fucking dope. But that's not the only trailer we had, and not the only show that's going to be coming to Disney Plus. We got our Secret Invasion trailer that looks way more further along than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's a spy thriller.
It really is, starring Nick Fury. Sam Jackson, we got him back. He's got a face that says I am too old for this shit, but that I'm also super game for all of this.
As he dabs his eyes with the money.
Yeah, I fucking love that it's taking them this long, but this is like almost like this is like a gold watch for Sam Jackson. Like, hey man, thanks for being such a good sport for like the last almost 2 decades. Thank you for being a great ambassador for all of these movies. Here's one just for you.
Yeah.
Here's one just for you, my guy, where you can like screw around and do Jason Bourne shit with a lot of the other S.H.I.E.L.D. Adjacent characters.
Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. We got Everett Ross. Talos is back. I'm so glad Talos is back.
Ben Mendelsohn, right?
Yes.
Which is so cool. And again, just game for everything.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, they're doing a total Invasion of the Body Snatchers thing where it's like, oh, Nick Fury was out in space. What could have been so important to get him back? Oh, you don't want to know.
Yeah. Fucking Skrulls taking over everyone.
It'll be very interesting to see how they play the Skrulls, because up until now in the MCU, the Skrulls have kind of been misunderstood good guys, and the Kree have been the assholes. Yeah,
well, I would imagine that like there is probably like a sect of them that are probably evil, but yeah. I'm intrigued as well to see like the build up, because we haven't really had that much build up to it. Like we got that little scene where it was revealed that Nick Fury we saw in like Far From Home was like Talos and his wife and everything, and he's been sort of keeping that watch and everything. But yeah, other than that, nothing. Like we haven't had a character revealed to be a Skrull yet.
Not that we know of, but if it's anything like the comics, they could go back and be like, hey, you know why this guy was acting weird? Skrull.
Yeah.
Hey, you know that guy we killed that you liked that we'd probably really enjoy bringing back? Also Skrull.
Yep.
Again, if they use the comics as any basis at all, you could actually use this as the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card.
Absolutely.
For so many choices and decisions, you could use it's a Skrull to undo anything and anything you wanted. And yeah, it looks like a cool-ass spy thriller. Rhodey was in it too, which was also cool.
Yeah, he's got like some kind of government job that makes him seem really important. I can't remember whether it was mentioned in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but yeah, he seems to be pretty high up in the fucking US government.
Yeah, he's wearing a suit and everything, which I wonder, is this going to lead us into Armor Wars? Because, we got to see what Rhodey's up to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think, he's going to be in the show, so yeah.
Yeah. Is he a Skrull? Is that the thing? Real Rhodey is on ice, and, Sam Jackson's got to kill him and be like, oh, no, he was an alien.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
If they want to get really fucking crazy, it's like, hey, I noticed you looked different at a point. You used to look a lot like Terrence Howard, and then you didn't. Oh my God, he's been a Skrull this whole time.
Oh man.
I don't think they would undo that much history, but still, that would be hush. No, they bring Terrence Howard back just for this. Be like, I'm a Skrull, man.
Yeah, 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4.
Yeah, it's me. Hey, wait a minute, you're not the real Rhodey, not anymore. I do love we're at that point now where the movies and shows can start making fun of that. My favorite She-Hulk joke is Bruce Banner being like, oh, I don't hold anything against Blonsky. I was a totally different guy back then.
It was pretty good. Yeah,
like literally, I was a different guy back then. And somewhere Ed Norton just fuming like I would have made it good. If only they would have given me Final Cut like I wanted. But yeah, I think Secret Invasion is going to be a real surprise, and I think it's one of those things that you could only do with Samuel L. Jackson to be like, it's an alien invasion of the Body Snatchers spy thing with one of the most beloved American actors of all time.
Absolutely, yeah.
to think we've had Samuel L. Jackson here forever and he's only leading now.
Yeah, and the cast as well around him is good. You got Emilia Clarke, you got Olivia Colman, who is rumored to be playing Union Jack.
So I've heard.
Ben Mendelsohn, yeah, all those people.
A lot of people theorizing that maybe we'll see Quake appear in this at some point. I'm like, I think that might be wishful thinking. Don't get me wrong. I'd be happy if she did show up.
Yeah, I think you'd have more chance of someone like Mockingbird showing up before her.
True enough. I mean, I just feel like that ship sailed a long time ago. Olsen and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think they just want to move on now.
Exactly. Yeah, we're a couple of years removed from all of that, but yeah.
Even if you do see it, it might show up in like season 2 of Loki and be like, yeah, variant universe.
Yeah.
It's close, but in this world, Coulson lived. That's what they'll say. Brandon Williams helping us out again. Thank you, Brandon. Do you think we'll do a Spider-Woman show? I feel like it could work. What do you think? I know Amazon was saying forever that they might be doing a Silk thing, and now there is that Madam Web movie that's going to be involving like a bunch of Spider-Women.
Yeah. Well, I guess like Marvel Studios can do Spider-Woman because she's technically not related to Spider-Man.
But maybe because of some sort of deal they've inked with Sony, they don't want to do that while they're still working together on Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, yeah, as well, you got to wonder, like, how many people actually know that they're not related in any way. Like, yeah.
You would have to do a She-Hulk-esque joke where she looks at the camera and does that speech from Ultimate Alliance where I'm like, I'm not his sister, I'm not his girlfriend, I'm not, the cousin that got a, radioactive blood transplant. That's not me. I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
Which, even though I'm a completely different person, the comics continue to keep throwing us together time and time again, Spider-Verse events and everything.
Well, because they both have Spider in their name, so of course they're related.
Part of the great web. B Black helping us again. Have you seen the new Thunderbolts roster? Funny you should say that, B Black, because that's the next story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got our first, not poster, but I guess you could call it like glamour shot of the team lineup.
Yeah, some concept art.
Yes, it's a lot of characters who we thought, some characters we didn't, and wow, this thing kind of seems to actually be the Black Widow sequel, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Black Widow and Falcon and Winter Soldier sequel, yeah.
Which I'm totally fine with. In fact, I think that's the power of team movies, because it's always been the power of team books, where it's like, oh, hey, Ghost is on this. I haven't watched Ant-Man and Wasp for a bit. I should do it. Oh, hey, Yelena the White Widow is on here, which they technically have not named her yet, but that's what we know her name to be. Ooh, I should go back and watch the Black Widow movie again. Oh, look, Stranger Things David Harbour is here. Holy shit.
I'm glad he's on the team.
Yes, I cannot wait for him and U.S. Agent to fight, because they will.
Yeah, and he'll take it as like a win over Captain America, even though it's technically not Captain America.
I can see friggin' U.S. Agent now, right there, America, fuck yeah! And Harbour being like, you imperialist pig dog! Or maybe they really get along, and that's the joke.
Yeah, they're like both products of like the newer versions of their countries, so yeah.
Exactly, yeah, it's like, actually, we get along now. We actually have so much in common. Ooh, man, send me that video link. Ooh, I'll send you that video link, besties. That would be fucking, really topical, that the ultra right-wing Captain America and the former Soviet Union hero are actually cool buds in 2022.
Yeah, that'd go over so many people's heads.
Yeah, why did we ever fight, man? We have so much in common. BB Metalhead 04 helping us out with a very generous super chat. Thank you so much. I hope Thunderbolt plays with some of the parallels, origins of its roster. U.S. Agent and Red Guardian are derivatives of Captain America. Ghost and Yelena were trained assassins at a young age, and Bucky and Taskmaster were mindless puppets. Ooh, wow, you zeroed in on something there that that went over my head. Holy shit.
I was going to say something like that all these characters are like tangentially related to like the real versions of them.
Yeah.
And I can see that being part of why they're on this team. This is fucking Elaine from Seinfeld's Game. She's like, I can't get the real ones, so I'll just get the Etsy knockoffs ones, and they'll if you look at them from a distance, It
kind of looks like that. Contessa Valentina, that was her name.
Yeah.
But
she's Elaine from Seinfeld.
She will always be Elaine. Every time she shows up, oh shit, it's Elaine. Elaine is here, everybody. She's gonna dance badly and ask if they're sponge worthy. That's what it's going to be. I know a lot of people were complaining, being like, oh, there's not a lot of, differences in the powers on the team. And I'm like, yeah, but that's what's kind of cool about it, because they're not an Avengers super team. They're not going to be fighting aliens. They're going to be doing shadowy wet work.
I mean, when you look at the Avengers, only 2 Avengers had superpowers, and that was Hulk and Thor.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, the diversity in powers wasn't as much as you thought it was.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of people being like, oh, Zemo's not on. I'm like, well, Zemo's not on the poster. Doesn't mean Zemo's not in it.
I mean, yeah, they could always just go break him out from that Wakandan prison.
Yeah, that could totally be a thing with him. That could be a post-credit.
That could be the fucking plot.
That could be the plot of the movie. It could be Zemo being like, huh, I like this Thunderbolts thing. I should start my own.
Yeah.
A lot of people, too, with their complaints, being like, oh, this looks nothing like Thunderbolts. And I'm like,
Thunderbolts are many, many different things.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys, dude, a lot of people showing that they've only read maybe one Thunderbolts comic, because it's like, guys, it's literally something different every time. It's not just Marvel's Suicide Squad like you all seem to think it is.
The one they read would have been the one with, Norman Osborn, Iron Patriot, all of that, so they expect that.
Yes, the most.
Where is Sentry? Where is Iron Patriot? Where is all these characters? Yeah.
And it's like, guys, Norman has been in charge sometimes. Luke Cage has been in charge like twice.
Yep.
There's been heroes. There's been villains. There's been anti-heroes. They've been like, deputies of Fisk. It's literally been something different every time.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of what's cool about Thunderbolts and why it's maintained.
And why it's so different from the Suicide Squad.
Indeed.
The Suicide Squad was always under like Waller or someone adjacent to Waller, whereas the Thunderbolts, it can be fucking whatever.
As someone said, Thunderbolts' big thing is usually always just about, characters trying to find some sort of redemption is really just, the main thread with all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one ever wants to be a Thunderbolt.
No.
But they end up having to be it. And yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, it looks great.
I dig it. I like that it's not just going to be, Avengers, but, harder-edged anti-heroes.
Yeah.
It's also cool to see, Bucky with more stuff, too, and to have him coming back, especially because we know Sam is going to have his own Captain America movie.
Yeah, I like that as well, that the art poised him as sort of like the leader.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Yelena is front and center. I think she's the leader, or at least she's the one they're leading with, because Florence Pugh's, career is blowing up right now, and because Black Widow ain't really getting a sequel, and because she's already tied into all the wet work stuff, it makes more sense.
I also like the fact that, like, John Walker has to listen to Bucky. Like, yes, I think that's actually hilarious.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
I wonder, too, if they'll work in the, what is it, that their tagline that Jim Zub made fun of in the new issue, justice like lightning. But we're the Thunderbolts, though. We're not the Lightning Bolts. That's a different thing. That's a completely different thing. Why have we been keeping this for so long? I mean, I guess it makes sense because, originally Citizen V, Zemo, they were bad guys pretending to be heroes.
Yeah.
Which, hey, maybe wouldn't it be funny if Citizen V ended up being the bad guy in this?
Yeah, and it's revealed to be Zemo.
And it's revealed to be Zemo. Again, see, there's places they could go with this if they wanted.
Yeah.
And again, because everything they want to be a franchise now, just because you don't get Fixer and Moonstone and Ogre and all these other characters, doesn't mean you're not going to get them in the future. Mm-hmm. I mean, they just want to show that this is a proof of concept and that people will see these, and then they'll probably start adding more later.
Hell, there could even be multiple Thunderbolts teams going at once.
Yeah, again, the sky's the limit with a concept like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the chat's saying too, sad that Red Hulk isn't part of it. Yeah, I imagine if William Hurt was still alive, he probably would have been someone they would have considered for it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's sad that he never got to live to see this, because that is such an easy lead up and slam dunk for the movie. Why are they called the Thunderbolts? Oh, well, because Thunderbolt Ross put them together.
Yeah, he had a hand putting them together or something. Yeah.
Which is a connection they never make in the comics, but you think they would.
Yeah.
I know Red Hulk was on the all-red version of the Thunderbolts, which wasn't a great book.
Mm-hmm.
It looked cool, but that's about all it had going for it.
Mm.
Now, speaking of Captain America, and big news, too, out of D23, Tim Nelson will actually be returning as the leader from The Incredible Hulk, But not in She-Hulk, not in a Hulk movie, in Captain America: New World Order.
Well, just because he's announced here doesn't mean he's going to not be in She-Hulk or anything else. Because remember, Jonathan Majors was announced for Quantum Mania and he appeared in Loki first.
That's right. True enough. Also, too, I know a lot of people are theorizing that Jen's boss could probably be revealed to be Tim Nelson. Like in disguise, he just pulls off a Scooby-Doo mask. It was me. For reasons, because we know, hey, the Wrecking Crew were working for somebody.
Yeah, they were.
So, who's that phantom string puller? Also, we thought it was only 6 episodes last week. Turns out it was actually 9.
Yeah.
Turns out it was 9 episodes. So, again, hey, places to go. I love the idea of the leader showing up like, what, freaking 14 years later?
Yeah, it's great. I like the idea. And I hope they work that into the story where he was, like, biding his time and, like, learning his powers and, like learning how to, like, take over, like, government or something.
Yeah. It's like, what have you been doing for 14 years? Hell, I pitched it on Twitter. I think you could very easily use the leader and his powers to do a movie version of Secret Empire, where it's like, I started working for Hydra. I turned all of America against Sam. I was able to play upon their own innate hatred. It wasn't even that hard.
Yeah. There's so much cool shit you can do with this character.
Absolutely, and the fact that they waited so long almost makes it cooler.
Yeah.
That, I've been here the whole time. I hope we get, like, freaking, Sam Stern's Lost Weekend to see what he was doing.
Yeah, and it could also end up being, like, a secret invasion sort of deal where, like, it makes you reevaluate, like, the other films. Like, oh, why was that person acting like that in this film? And that, so on and so forth.
Hell, if they really want to get ballsy, bring in some Green Door stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
Because remember how great a villain the leader was in friggin' Immortal Hulk?
Yeah.
If they could even tap into just a little bit of that version, I think that would be great.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and as the chat is saying too, it's cool to see them tying up loose ends, like the leader and like Blonsky, which were the biggest hanging, threads for the longest time, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they were always going to. It's just like a matter of when.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Again, we're not making any more Hulk movies, so it's not like, we're chomping at the bit, although maybe that is changing too.
Yeah, well, I mean, Hulk's off to Sakaar, and that's got to be answered somewhere.
We don't know where, but it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Now, that's all for your Marvel superhero stuff, but because D23 is more than that, we got a shit ton of Star Wars to go through.
Yes, we do.
So I guess let's start off with Mandalorian Season 3. We got the trailer for that.
Yeah, this was most of the trailer that we saw at San Diego Comic-Con. And
I mean, we didn't see it. The people who went there got to see it.
I saw it on a fucking 240p camera, fucking, But yeah.
Counts.
But yeah, no, it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's more great adventures of Mando and Grogu. They gotta head back to Mandalore so he can, purify himself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka and get his Mando groove back.
Yeah, he's got to take a dip in the Detroit River and
literally
survive. See if he can live after that.
Yep, that's the plot, and I'm fine with it. They got other Mandos they're running across, some who look like they're part of, Din Djarin's cult, some who look like they're more, dealing with Bo-Katan, so, we're getting the whole Mando political system and everything there.
Yeah, another schism in the Mandalorian culture, which is, they go hand in hand,
Yep, they love it. They love it.
Yeah, I like as well that this trailer is posing Bo-Katan as kind of like a antagonist,
yeah.
which kind of makes sense when you think of her as like, she was kind of like a cutthroat terrorist in the Clone Wars. Yeah, it's kind of on point. Yeah.
Hey, now we were terrorists for good after a fact. I mean, we were terrorists for good when we were fighting Maul, but I mean, before that, we were also trying to overthrow the democratically elected Mandalorian government. Oops, to bring back the old ways, which is hilarious because she's like, "Oh, you're a brute, and you're a fundamentalist, Din Djarin. Only a little bit more than you."
yeah. And I obviously like because Din has the Darksaber, she's probably not too happy about that either,
given her own history with it and Sabine and everything else.
Yeah, and it's like having to like fight him to get it back. So like, how did she get it originally and that sort of stuff? Yeah.
You got to fight for it, or terrible luck will befall you. Oh, you don't say, huh?
Yeah.
Which you figure Din Djarin, if he's going back to Mandalore, eventually he's got to figure out that story, and he's got to be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
She's been riding my ass about it, and she came by it. How?
That will probably be a theme because like everything like Bo's like giving him shit for like she's done as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're not so different, you and I. Again, we got some, other characters showing up there. We got Babu Frick. I wasn't expecting Frick.
Yes, Babu Frick is back.
Yay! Everyone likes that Muppet.
Yeah, it's a cool little Muppet.
It's a fun little Muppet. Yeah, we got what is there? We got his mechanic buddy there. We got his old bounty hunting buddy. We got everybody. All your favorites.
They're all back. Yeah, and it looks great. I like. We're getting a lot more like space stuff with like him and his N1 starfighter and chasing people and blowing shit up and the only shot I know wasn't in the trailer but was in the San Diego Comic-Con was a bunch of Star Destroyers being made. That wasn't in this trailer.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't write it down either, but as the chat says, they cast Ezra and Sabine as well for the Ahsoka show.
Yeah, saw some pictures from Ahsoka. Saw more of the Rebels mural. Yeah.
Looks pretty good. I love that people are actively excited to see the continuation of the Rebels story.
Yes.
Every time I see a Rebels fan, it fills my heart with joy.
Yes. Now we need to move on to Resistance and get that moving as well. I want to see those characters from Resistance back.
See, I never actually got into Resistance near as hard.
I liked it.
It's a lighter tone. I appreciate that it did its own thing. I like that it was a whole like sports show based in the Star Wars universe. They don't always have to be about taking down empires and blowing up Star Destroyers. I like that we could do different stuff.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I guess not different stuff. I guess speaking of more of the same, we also got Star Wars Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, which is just like little shorts set in like before and after the Clone Wars.
Yeah, again, they showcase specifically, and I don't know if there's more, but, we got Ahsoka's origin, to which I know people are like, but wait, wasn't Clone Wars just her origin? No, her baby origin, even more origin.
Yeah, when Plo Koon came to the planet to pick her up and everything.
Yes, because, Ahsoka is very important and is getting her own show, so we need to fill in some, gaps in her origin there, but also, perhaps more interestingly, the tales of young Count Dooku.
Yeah, bouncing off the stuff that was in the Dooku book novel that came out a couple of years ago. Yeah, we get to see like him the moment he turns against the Order. Yeah.
Also, was that Yaddle I saw in there?
Yes, Yaddle is going to be in it.
Holy shit. So there you go. You'll get some more, Yoda species stuff. Maybe they'll be like, hey, what planet do you come from? Where is that? I don't like to talk about it. We also saw what the subtitles called an Inquisitor, which is interesting to see an Inquisitor pre-Empire, meaning like, oh, here's another thing that Palpatine just co-opted for himself.
That particular part is actually from the Ahsoka book, which is set after Order 66, and it's an Inquisitor that comes after her.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's an Inquisitor from the books, yeah.
All right, I liked the mask. For a second there, I'm like, holy shit, is that Revan?
I think it's seventh brother? Sixth brother or something? Yeah, something like that.
That makes sense because his lightsaber was one of those Inquisitor ones that looks like it could go spinny.
It does, yeah.
All right, that's cool. I like the Inquisitors. I like getting more. He looks cool and creepy.
Yeah.
He basically looks like a fucking Resident Evil monster is what he looks like.
Yeah, he's got like a Plague Doctor mask sort of thing.
He looks like one of those guys who would be hanging out behind Salazar in frickin' Resident Evil 4. He looks like he's going to throw that off and he's the fucking xenomorph.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm excited for those. Also, hey, we get young Qui-Gon Jinn because we get in young Dooku. That's interesting. We don't see that very often.
Yeah, he doesn't have a beard. It looks weird.
Yeah, it looks very weird. I'm like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, oh shit, you're Qui-Gon Jinn. How about that? Old Ginny. And after that, the final Star Wars trailer we got was for Andor. We got a little bit more Andor. Not much new information, but we got it.
Yeah, it's like a final trailer before the show starts later on this month. But yeah, looks fucking great.
Yeah, again, I like that they're doing different stuff with it. I like that it's like a World War II French resistance style spy show.
Mm-hmm.
Again, much like Rogue One, no lightsabers, none of that Force stuff. This is all about, regular boots on the ground people.
Yep.
Which I'm all about. Also, them kind of like foreshadowing shit where it's like, Cassian Andor, you want to give so much of yourself at once, but maybe fight for something better and don't die in a flash. Huh? You think about that? And he's like,
die on the beach. Die on a beach as a giant space laser hits you. Yeah.
Yeah, and Cassian's like, I can do both. I can fight for something good, build a rebellion, and also die on a beach. Also, too, as someone pointed out to me, where it's like, so he's in the show, yeah, and Saw Gerrera's in the show, also yes. Well, where's the girl from the movie? Probably drinking blue milk.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I imagine Jyn Erso's probably doing something in an Imperial internment camp or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's the year she's in jail or something, because, we saw her get out of jail.
Yeah, maybe we will see her, but I know, obviously, Andor and her can't interact.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Though, hey, it would be fun to have an episode with Jyn Erso in an Imperial internment camp. That would actually be a
That would be pretty cool, yeah.
It's like Oz, but in space and in Star Wars.
Yeah, and J.K. Simmons is there.
For some reason, because why not? Hey, fish! Hey, Prag! Again, no one gets these Oz references.
No, Oz is a very old show that no one has watched. No one that listens to us has watched.
Oz is very good, everyone. It's one of the best prison medias ever made. It came out literally at the same time as Sopranos. In fact, it had many of the same actors as Sopranos.
Yes. And it's an HBO show.
And it's an HBO show, and yet Sopranos ended up basically completely eclipsing Oz in the public subconscious.
Yep.
Which is a shame. Also, hey, if you're a Law & Order Special Victims Unit fan, you'll love it too, because that series also shares like several of the same actors. B.D. Wong is the priest in that. Christopher Maloney plays like a major character in it, and I think Ryan O'Reilly is in it too as like a major character.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Yeah, Wong probably watches Oz. I agree. That's on his list of shows to watch next.
Yeah, him and Kristen.
Yeah, as they hang out together. Man, how fun was that episode?
That was so good.
I love that. I love too. Even the show is aware where it's like, we got Wong again, huh? That's gonna be Twitter armor for at least 2 weeks. I'm like, shit. This show is so self-aware. Fucking Donnie Blaze.
He's great.
They know what they're doing. And that other actor there who was apparently 104 years old.
I didn't know that. Yeah, he looks like he's probably like in his 80s,
Yeah. Man, dude looks excellent for 104. Are you sure he's not a real magician? He's spry, and with it, I hope I look that good when I'm 104. The Queen was like, what? And she didn't look that good.
No, yeah, Queen was 96.
Yeah. Shit, I think my own grandmother was like 99 and she looked better. Yeah, but poor grandma, she got so close to 100, she got within striking distance of it.
Almost got that letter from the Queen, yeah.
Almost, yeah, because it's like at that point, it's like you got to hold on a little bit longer, though, at 99. It's like, come on, just one more year. Fuck you, death. I'll show you. Not taking me just yet. But yeah, Andor looks cool, excited for it, and also coming out fairly soon.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, shit, really? Goddamn.
Yeah, 3 episodes debut on the 21st.
Wow, okay, so we're going to have that and She-Hulk at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man, there's so much fucking TV right now. Stargirl, that, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I've been watching that Little Demon on FX with Danny DeVito, which is very funny.
Nice.
It's good. I like that one. What else am I watching? Oh, Rick and Morty came back just recently. so much friggin' stuff. Yeah. Harley, which will actually be done this week, though.
Oh, Harley Quinn?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've been watching it, but it's good. It's good stuff.
I haven't been, yeah.
Continues to be very funny. They did a Batman the Animated Series tribute episode like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Which was really solid to see them do like the red skies and the Gothic architecture again.
Cool.
Now, our last piece of news here, I don't think this was actually in the show itself, but it broke around the same time. Marvel's Skydance, which is a project that has been, rumored for a long time now, finally saw the light of day, though I don't know how many people saw it. It's a brand new video game. In fact, Jeffrey Thorne, who's a guy who we follow on Twitter, is working on it. It's going to be a Captain America, Black Panther, King T'Chaka video game taking place in World War II.
Yeah. So Skydance is the company that's making it. So it's, I think that's like one of J.J. Abrams' ones or something. Like he's somewhat tangentially associated with it.
Maybe.
But yeah, they're teaming with Marvel to make this video game, which I think is being made by Motive, which is the guys who made Dead Space, the new Dead Space remake. Good. I think it's those guys who are making it.
Yeah, it looks super fucking cool and such a killer concept because it's like, hey, superheroes are great. Call of Duty, World War II action games are great. Why can't we put these things together?
Yeah. Does that mean there's going to be 2-player where one person takes Black Panther, the other one takes Cap, or is it like a swap sort of thing through the story?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Either way, I think it's totally fucking awesome to be like, yeah, Black Panther and Captain America teaming up to punch Nazis.
Yeah, it's great.
What a fucking killer premise that is. Also, there's rumors that EA is working on an Iron Man game, but we're not sure about that yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got Wolverine coming down the pipeline, and we got Spider-Man coming down the pipeline. So, cup's running over with good Marvel game content.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. B Black helping us out again in the Super Chats. Seeing Wong in Storm Off later, the drunk girl spoiled his movies. Was some Harvey Birdman type shit, needed Jennifer saying, I'll take the case. Yeah, the best parts of She-Hulk are totally stuff that could be in Harvey Birdman, you're right. That is so true. I will take the case. I've got a weird Stephen Colbert boss. Yeah, basically what it is. Madison with 2 N's and a Y, but the Y isn't where you think it is. And then they're just hanging out at the end.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
What a fun character. What a fun episode. I love to, Jen slowly waking up to the fact of being like, oh, yeah, I'm a Hulk. I guess I can fight demons and crime if I want.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could, but I could. And we know from, trailers, she does end up getting a costume, just not right away.
Yeah, fairly soon, because she's going to team up with Daredevil very soon.
Yeah. Also, the sad realization when she tries dating, where it's like, oh, this guy's great. Oh, but he only likes me for She-Hulk, not for me.
I didn't like that they were doing that trope.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's also something that she has to learn. Where it's like, oh yeah, I guess this is what happens when you have a dual identity. Someone's not gonna love all of you.
Yeah.
And it's also something that none of the other heroes have really had to deal with. So it's something that's unique to her.
Yeah.
I like that, where it's like, hey, let's actually, because we're a show, juggle the whole, dual identity thing in a way the other movies don't, because we only got 2 hours. 2 hours, and a lot of us aren't Spider-Man.
Yep.
Those are the ones. But yeah, that was tight. And yeah, that's basically everything from D23. Did I miss anything?
I mean, I don't think so. They had some Indiana Jones shit, but we never saw a trailer for it or even got a name of what the movie's called.
No, they're just gesturing in the direction that we're doing one because, hey, don't you love the actor who plays Short Round now? Yes, we do. I'm so glad he's back in acting. Here's him and Harrison Ford together, and oh my god, Harrison Ford actually looks happy for a change.
Yeah, apparently Harrison Ford cried when he saw the trailer for the film. Yeah.
That's
that
really
could either
nice.
be like him being like, oh, so much money, or like him because he's high as balls or something.
Yeah. I cried so much, man. It was speaking to me.
I'm gonna go crash my plane again.
Again, but live, so it's all good. It's so great to see, Harrison Ford and the Short Round guy actor hugging each other. It's got real big, oh, look, your deadbeat dad came back from, buying smokes finally. You're a 50-year-old adult man with your own family and adult children and everything, but it's still pretty nice. And man, I actually hope that that's the storyline of Indy 5. It's Indy, he's, alienated everyone, he's burnt every bridge, and he just shows up on Short Round's couch. Hey, man.
Yeah, I need somewhere to stay.
Yeah, and it's just Short Round talking to his wife like, I mean, look, we used to hang out together. It's a whole, but look, honey, he's got nowhere else to go. Look, apparently being archaeologist and sometimes, working at a university doesn't pay the bills when you have as many demons as his. And again, you make it like a whole meta thing. Like, I thought my son Shia LaBeouf would be the next big thing, but it didn't work out.
Immediately after I married Marion, he died.
He died, yeah, or something, or like, he sold the Indiana Jones name to like a chain of waffle restaurants or something.
He got stabbed by a greaser or something, I don't know.
Or something like that. Just completely be like, man, wasn't that dumb? What? Fucking Mutt.
Oh yeah, that was his fucking name, wasn't it? Mutt. Holy fuck.
Mutt. Did your mom name you that? Yeah, that's what I just want Indy 5 to be, just like really old. Maybe he has a touch of dementia, Indiana Jones just hanging out with his real son Short Round.
and the twist is it never actually happened because of the dementia.
Oh no. Indiana Jones 5, the movie that's going to make everybody cry. Indiana Jones dies in like the first 20 minutes, and the last like hour and a half of the movie is just Short Round going around to all the native peoples and giving back all the artifacts that Indiana Jones had taken. Hey, sorry about that, right? Hey, sorry, he didn't know any better. Hey, sorry, he was a dude from a different time. Here, let me give this back right quick. You do that Simpsons bit where it's like, geez, you guys became a lot of Euro trash, huh? The owners of these ancient paintings. Yeah, you really are the great-grandchildren of Nazis. Do I really have to give these paintings back? You know what? The museum can keep these. You don't need these back. I need to be back in time to see Kraftwerk. Man, talk about Simpsons characters who only are like in one scene and
one
yet are
episode,
and yet are completely unforgettable because they just nail that sort of person.
Yeah, oh fuck.
Hey, don't cough. Don't scratch the seats. I guess with that, we can hop into what we read this week. And like I said, I didn't get to read a lot because it was a busy week. But we'll try and get through some of them.
Yeah.
Where would you like to begin, Matt?
Well, let's begin with Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue 4.
Yes, they've changed the name halfway through. Did we ever figure out if this is the first time they've ever done that, changed the name of a series when it was still going?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But there's like a reason why it did it.
It did, because obviously it's kind of a spoiler. That's the thing that disappoints me, where I'm like, man, you shouldn't have done it in this one. You should have done it in the next one.
The next one, yeah.
Is what you should have done, because then you're like officially at the halfway point. Because, hey, spoilers, the Infinite Earths come back.
Yep.
Apparently that's what...
The Infinite Earths from the original Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Which is one of those things that begs a million questions, where it's like, but after Dark Crisis, didn't everyone remember everything? So shouldn't they have remembered that Infinite Earths existed once? And also, if you're like Power Girl, or if you're like Huntress, shouldn't you know that you originally originated in Earth 2, but you were so popular you got folded in?
It's funny you should say that, because I think Flashpoint Beyond actually explains that.
Really?
And I'll talk about that one when I talk about that, yeah.
Okay, see, I haven't read that one yet. Explain that now, because I haven't read that yet, and let's have this combo.
Well, it's explained as that there's technically two different types of crises. There's the crises we know where the Omniverse is under attack, red skies, all that bullshit, it's something you can see. But then there are other crises which happen in hypertime, which are basically wars on time. And you can't see them. So, because what happens is when there's a war on time, like say Barry Allen going back and changing the past, and Flashpoint happens, time paves over everything. So it effectively erases it, and you can kind of sort of remember it, but you're not sure why, and that's the Mandela effect.
Right, yes.
So, and that's how they differentiate between the two different crises, where one, there's something you can actually see, there's a physical change. The other one, you won't actually know. You can only feel like something has changed, but you're not sure what.
Interesting. All right, again, props to Jeff Johns for actually attempting to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Though, I don't know about you, when I saw the big thing, I'm like, all right, it makes sense for Pariah from a character standpoint. He's not your typical mustache-twirling villain. He's trying to undo the worst thing he ever did. Mm-hmm. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, what does this actually do, bringing back the Infinite Earths? Because it's not like for me, they do a crisis when they're like, we're feeling so stifled. We need to do the New 52 to streamline things, or like, we need to do death metal to bring back everything people liked. With the Infinite Earths, it's like, well, nothing was stopping you guys from doing like Black Label books and White Knights and Earth Ones and stuff that happened in other Earths anyway. what do you actually gain from this? And again, maybe Joshua Williamson will have an answer, and maybe that's why they did it in the midpoint of the book instead of at the very end.
I'm sure he will have an answer, but as well, it's that meta commentary as well, with Pryor being those loudmouth fanboys. I want everything back when I was a kid, you know.
The way I remember it. Yeah. If it's not the way I remember it, it's not
It's
good.
terrible. Yeah. That's literally the meta commentary on this. And on like Crisis, I don't understand why people aren't getting that commentary on that. Like, yeah, it's the same as every other Crisis. That's the point. That's the point it's making. It's always the same thing.
Yeah, we're being repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I did enjoy issue 4 a lot more than I enjoyed the other ones. In fact, so much to the point I'm like, man, it feels like the story doesn't really get started until right here.
Yeah.
For all the prelude to all this, it's like you could literally start reading right here if you wanted, and you probably wouldn't have missed anything.
Yeah. I'm sure you probably would have missed some stuff, but still, if you jumped on here, you probably understand what's going on.
There's some good continuity gags. Again, I think Joshua Williamson is at his best when he's actually tying up loose continuity ends. I loved Lex Luthor and Vandal Savage at the Legion of Doom being like, yeah, we actually knew what's going on more than the rest of you because we were part of the totality, and then we kind of fucked off and no one asked any questions.
Yeah, I'm so glad they included Vandal Savage because he's in the... spoiler, he's actually revealed to be the Great Darkness in the Justice League versus Legion of Superheroes book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in control of it.
Interesting.
He's the thing corrupting it.
Really? Okay, because in this book, friggin', one of the Swamp Things says, this isn't normally what the Great Darkness does. It's neither good nor evil. Yeah. It only craves nothingness, but here it's actually creating something. It feels like something has corrupted it. I assumed that it was Pariah that corrupted it because he was trying to undo his sin, but interesting.
Well, Pariah's being controlled by the darkness, which itself is being manipulated probably by Vandal Savage.
Right,
a future version of Vandal Savage.
Right, because Pariah had said to no end, no, I'm using it, I'm melding it to my needs, which is what every bad guy says when they use some power beyond their control. But with this, I'm like, oh, he actually got what he wanted. He actually got to recreate the Infinite Earth. Was he not bullshitting when he said he was in control? But now that you've told me this, that kind of changes everything.
Yeah.
Well, hot damn.
Yeah.
I also really liked the Nightwing bit too, where Alan Scott needs to pep him up and says.
I love how they're using the JSA in this, where they're not just someone who swoops in to save the day. Mm-hmm. They're people who just come be around and help out these new heroes and give them advice and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's hey, our day came and went. We understand that, but we still want to be here to help you new kids get along. And Alan Scott, he gives a beautifully grandfatherly speech where it's there's a lot of old faces out there trying to help and a lot of new faces I've not ever seen before trying to take up these legacies. But they need you, Dick. They need you because you're the original legacy. And I'm like, that's an excellent point, actually, because he is.
It's great, and it's also hilarious because had Alan Scott just gone and seen Young Justice, their book wouldn't have existed.
I know, he could have settled that whole thing in 5 seconds. It's it's okay, kids, to feel like your day came and went. It happened for us too, but you just gotta stick around and help is the thing, and eventually everything will find a way. Yeah, you're right. He could have sold that whole book in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
See, the moral of the story is you just need to keep sending the kids to Uncle Alan Scott for some good pep talk.
Yeah, send them around to the JSA house. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, you don't need to be fighting, and you don't need to be, being horrible to each other. The answer was in front of you all along. Now let's have a butterscotch candy. And then they all eat the butterscotch candy and feel much better having, not have to deal with a stupid-ass side story.
Yeah.
A stupid-ass side story that the rules of that book even kind of go against everything else we've seen, where it's they give you everything you want, so they can siphon your power. Really? Because they seem to be fighting against it. Oh, well, you have to accept it. Well, we never saw any of the other heroes accept their crazy worlds, but okay.
Yeah, it's so strange. So strange.
We do the rules whatever we want. But yeah, I liked Crisis on Infinite Earths 4. It was kind of losing me in the first 3 issues, but this one actually pulled me back in for a number of reasons.
Yeah, my favorite moment in it was fucking Prometheus taking down Lex Luthor with the Great Darkness. I'm like, haha, B-list fucking C-list villain taking down Lex Luthor. who probably thought he was a jobber.
that is pretty good. Again, the Legion of Doom is great in here because they're just kicking meta commentary all over the place. Luthor being like, Slade, this is the reason you suck. You can never be a AAA crisis level villain because you're a mercenary, you're a shit kicker, you're a gun for hire. You lack the vision of a Lex Luthor. You'll never be as good as me. Oh God.
He had a really great line where he's like, he's a gun for hire, but he's not at the trigger.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, and it's like every other time, Luthor is 100% correct, except for in this situation.
Yeah.
Even freaking Sheeta had a good one, too, where she's like, yeah, there's a lot of new faces around the Legion of Doom. There's one new face, Punchline.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see her there. I'm like, what the fuck is she there?
She's got a brand new miniseries coming out in like a month.
And I guess like when she was like first coming out, she did that whole like she was in control of like the social media and all that. I guess okay, she can be on the team. She can be like the communications manager.
Well, that's the thing, because like when you stop and think about it, everyone on the Legion of Doom, oh my God, this is the lineup from fucking Super Friends. It has not changed in like almost 80 goddamn years.
Yeah.
They're all the same people. If anything, I think that's Williamson doing a little bit of like, an indictment of DC where it's like, look, you've got 12 new young legacy heroes out there on John's new Justice League team. You have one new villain.
Yeah.
One. Arguably, Slade's Secret Society has more newer villains because I think like Raptor was there at one point, and at least he's been created in like the last 8 years.
Yeah. Again, it's all like meta commentary on crises and like the heroes in general, like their teams. Like Alan Scott came up with a thing where it's like Justice League and Justice Society are literally, they're just names. They do mean something, but they're just names. You don't need them to be a hero.
Yeah, again, it's good shit. Again, it works. Now, that being said, I know some people have complained too, where it's like, well, haven't the last, like, 4 or 5 crises all been these big, long meta-commentary screeds? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that is just kind of par for the course now. It's like, every crisis has to be meta now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if not, what's the point of even doing it?
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, where it's like, oh, well, why can't the heroes just fight a world-ending threat? Well, because they fight world-ending threats all the time.
You still complain about that, so why not?
The only way to make it even kind of interesting is to give, whoever the creative guy is at the point a chance to, wax poetically with meta-commentary.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a thing. I guess, too, for new books we had this week, we had Batman 127.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The continued adventures of Failsafe and the Batman of Zur-En-Ah, who, man, is really fun in this issue.
He's great. He's got a secret Batcave under the real Batcave. Yep. Chip Zdarsky ties this story back to Tower of Babel.
In a really interesting way that I was not expecting, with that conversation between Superman and Batman, where it's like, well, what's the failsafe to stop you, Bruce? And it's like, well, you and the League. But then it's like, well, I guess Batman didn't really believe what he was saying, huh?
No, not at all.
He's a dirty little liar, Batman, where it's like, you might not actually be able to stop me. You're right, maybe I should build something to stop myself. Which he outsources to the Batman of Zur-En-Ah because he can't possibly know. But Batman's backup fucks up by erasing his own memory. Because Batman is paranoid even of Batman.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
It's a beautiful look into the guy's deeply fucked up psychology.
Oh, yeah, he's totally fucked up.
Yeah, where it's like, how do you even function when you're this paranoid that you are literally afraid of your own shadow?
Yeah. And what was great as well is that we get like that combat of like the Bruce Wayne Batman combating Zur-En-Ah in his own head and trying to like tell him that, no, you need help. Like you need Tim Drake, you need Nightwing, you need all these people. They're not soldiers, they're your family.
Yeah. Which is a beautiful little rebuttal to what we got in issue 1, because issue 1 of this arc was totally a Frank Miller pastiche. I am a creature of the night, I'm this, that, and whatever. And then issue 2 is like, actually, no, that's not true. I really rely on all my sidekicks. And this issue even more so is like, no, really, you need them or you are going to fucking die.
Yeah.
Also, how cool was it to go back to Wayne Manor? I forgot we haven't been to Wayne Manor in like 5 years.
Yeah, and just like kind of run around and destroy most of it, yeah.
Yeah, since Bruce lost his money and he stopped living in his house because Alfred died, I'm like, wow, it's actually really nice to come back here.
I'm surprised they didn't run into Gotham Girl.
Yeah. Oh, is that where she's living?
She's been living in the ruins of Wayne Manor. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just, she's banging on the floor. Shut up down there.
Yeah.
Trying to sleep it off. Shut up. Should I go help? Nah, he made his bed.
Yeah. No, Batman fucking hates me, so yeah.
Yeah, he hates me for obvious reasons. I'm a weird holdover from the King run. Also, hey, I wasn't really reading the backups, but I'm glad I read the backup in this because it reveals that actually Penguin is totally still alive.
Yeah, I've not been reading the backups, but I did flick through it, and yeah, he's alive.
Apparently, they're great, actually, the backups. Everyone says this is actually one of the most fun Catwoman stories in a while.
Yeah?
Yeah, apparently.
Cool.
It seems fun because she's got to, like, hunt down Penguin's illegitimate children to, like, deal with his estate and his will and everything, and, like, 2 of his kids are really shitty and spoiled.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. And Penguin's like, no, don't worry, Catwoman. I've turned over a new leaf. I just want to own my flower shop here in Metropolis because, I just want to see the daylight. I've hungered for the daylight for so long. And Catwoman's like, all right, you seem honest about this. I'll let you go. And Penguin's like, yes, I swear I will not make any trouble for Batman. But I am rooting for my kids to fuck him up, though. Because I'm still petty. Yeah, go get him, kids. Maybe my dying will motivate you to kick his ass. And perhaps the biggest revelation of all, where Batman's like, oh no, I've exhausted all my backups and everything else to try and fight Failsafe. Who's possibly going to come and save me? Hey, Superman.
Yep, Superman. He's the one who can do it.
Yep, back on Earth. What I miss.
Yep.
Hey, I just got back from freeing Warworld. I heard through the grapevine that you've been fucking up Batman and that one of your killer robots is about to murder you. Now, I could help you, Batman, but did you learn a lesson? Yes, Clark, I won't build any more death robots. Okay.
Now, of course, Failsafe's going to have a failsafe for Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Because, even Failsafe knew that Bruce wanted to self-destruct the cave before Bruce was going to self-destruct the cave.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, as someone in my comments said, and they're probably 100% right, Superman's going to come towards Failsafe. He's going to open up his chest. Yeah. Kryptonite heart.
Yeah, kryptonite or something, yeah. Oh, well, he's got Amazo tech in him, so he'll just take his powers.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, God damn it, Bruce. We're going to have another real serious conversation about trust. And not making killer death robots and then forgetting about it.
Yeah, it'd be even worse if somehow Failsafe got into the OMAC files or something. He's like, oh no, he's Brother Eye now as well.
To which Tim Drake is like, don't look at me. I know every time something bad happens with OMAC, I'm usually here. Also, yeah, Tim Drake is a lot of fun in this too.
Yeah, he's great.
It's nice to see Batman and Robin together again. We don't get it all that much.
Batman and Robin as Bruce and Tim.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Also, I love Tim being like, look, I'm a smart guy. You're a robot. I'll just try and get you in a logic loop. Batman didn't kill Penguin. He was framed. How's that make you feel? Kill.
Don't care. Fucking gonna kill him.
Yeah, don't die. I have been programmed to not deal with logic tree bullshit. Not gonna work on me. Aw, man. Well, can I hit you with lightsabers for a little bit? Oh, yeah, definitely hit him with lightsabers for a bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love they just have those.
Yeah, well, of course Zur-En-I has them. Of course he does.
And that Zur-En-I doesn't care about, collateral damage. I'm gonna shoot a fucking rocket at him, because why not?
Yeah, I don't care who it blows up as well.
Yeah, I am Batman without Bruce. What's funny, too, about the Batman of Zur-En-I thing is there was a guy in my comments section who said, why does that costume look so bad? And I'm like, do you not know who the Batman of Zur-En-I is? Do you not remember the Black Case book and the Golden Age and, everything Grant Morrison wrote? And a young person being like, no, not at all. This is all just gibberish to me. And I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. You should go back and read these stories. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. Batman R.I.P. and everything.
Yeah, exactly. He gets all gacked up on freaking military-grade methamphetamines.
Yeah.
Trips balls for a little bit and wears a weird costume of an alien Batman from the Golden Age.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It makes complete sense.
Yes. It makes Morrison sense. In a reference to a story from the Golden Age that may or may not happen, but as far as Morrison is concerned, did happen because everything that happened to Batman absolutely is canon.
Absolutely.
He's just got to write it sometimes in Black Case books and force himself to forget about it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's too fucking weird. I guess from there we can go to the other big story that's going on right now. We talked about Dark Crisis, but let us also not forget to talk about Judgment Day. We got Axe Death to Mutants issue number 2, which the Axe Death to Mutants series is basically just a continuation of Eternals.
Yeah, and this is just more Judgments. For people, we get to see a bit more of the war between the Eternals on Krakoa and mutants, like the Crow, and everyone helping fight the Hex and everything. I love that Crow's like, okay, we got like this deviant who's undergone like fucking huge excess deviation. We've put him in a cage and we just got to shoot it out that way, and they're gonna follow it. They're gonna follow it.
We're gonna launch them. We're gonna launch our own people. I love Crow has a little conversation with Emma Frost, and they're like, actually, we're basically the same person when you break it down. Former villains turned leaders. Everyone wants to have sex with us for some reason.
Yep.
We're a lot alike, hey, we can cross through the portals, so, deviants and mutants, what's really the difference? We're basically cousins.
Yeah.
So let's help out, cuz. Also, too, learning more about the Hex. The Hex are basically giant teenagers, because the Eternals only let them out every couple 100,000 years for a few minutes.
Yep.
So they've just discovered Twitter while they're destroying Krakoa. And it's the funniest goddamn thing. They're like, what's happened in the world of poetry in the last 100,000 years? I really liked that the last time I was out.
Poetry was good. I'm going to write poetry while I commit genocide on this race.
That's fucking amazing. Again, when Gillen is, going on this, because really this is like a story about God and theology and what it is, and where it's like, and then the giant, robot killed an island of mutants because it thought that's what God wanted and would mean. So they would get a thumbs up and not a thumbs down, because even these horrifying monsters live in fear of the thumbs up, thumbs down of God. And also, too, they're, like, very vague about, like, well, what does the thumbs up, thumbs down mean? It's not like you die if you get a thumbs down. It's just too many thumbs down means the world will end, maybe.
Yeah, so, yeah, like, people don't really care if they get it or not because it doesn't affect them immediately. Yeah, and I like that, Crow, he saw Celestial, who gave him and his people, like, they actually, like, acknowledged the deviants. And actually gave him the thumbs up, and he's like, holy shit, we actually got referenced by, like, our gods who, like, forsaked us for, like, millions of years.
Literally for the first time in our history, our gods are smiling upon us for the first time, and we don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah, like, how do you how do you do things with that?
And also, too, the idea that the Celestials, grading curve is a complete and utter mystery.
Yeah.
Because it's like, Crow, you get a thumbs up for helping the mutants, but I thought the mutants were your enemies and you were trying to kill them. Yes, but you helped them in their time of need, and that's thumbs up worthy. But Emma, you were nasty, so you get a thumbs down. And Emma's like, I have been doing nothing but trying to help mutant kind and save them all from the machinations of everyone in the Quiet Council. And I love she's hurt by that. She's like, this is the best I've ever been, and God gave me a thumbs down.
Yeah, Emma, who doesn't give a shit about what anyone thinks about her, or, like, cares about what other people think, cares about this God.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see how the characters react to it. You got Ajax there being like, maybe we should try and understand the will of our God. Our old God was, cruel and, unyieldy. But, if we just really, spend some time with scripture, we can figure it out. And Icarus is like, fuck that, telling God to go fuck himself.
Yeah, tell God to free us so we can finally fucking die in peace.
Yeah, and get it over with. And I'm like, man, this is an amazing moment here. This is like a standout Icarus moment, just yelling at God.
Yeah, he's like progressed so much as a character, like over that Gillen run, to now that he's at this point where he's yelling at the God that he would never have, like, that he flew into the sun for. Yeah. When he realized that they were dead and gone and he had no purpose.
Yep. And the God is like, well, you told me to fuck off, which normally would get you a thumbs down, but I like your moxie, son. I'm going to wait to render a judgment on you. You get a thumb sideways until I can figure that out. Also, Faustus, you get a thumbs up. And Faustus is like, but I just betrayed them all last time. What?
Yes,
what do you
but
mean
you helped the X-Men.
Yes, you helped them. But they're the people you're trying to kill. And Makari, you get a thumbs down. What? But I've been nothing but loyal this whole time. Yes, but you are going in the wrong direction. I just love they do not know what to make of God, and I'm like, this is really just Gillen talking about religion and how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, how ridiculous like signs from God are, and how they can be like misinterpreted and interpreted different ways and everything, and yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, God works in mysterious ways. No, our God is insane. We built God out of scrap metal in Tony Stark's brain.
Yeah, yeah. I like as well that last issue though, how like Ajax was trying to put the blame on Tony for his like, well, we used Tony, and he's like, his gin-addled brain probably fucked everything up, you know.
Hey, I'm standing right here.
Hey, only I can say that about myself.
Yeah, really. But yes, Judgment Day continues to be incredibly interesting. I don't know if every tie-in is necessary, but boy, am I enjoying them when we get cool character moments like this.
The only ones I know that aren't really tying in are like all the stuff Benjamin Percy's writing. It's like he's like, I don't give a fuck about your event. You can put it in the trade dress, but I'm not, fucking talking about it.
I think that was just a thing where it's like, well, all the X-Men books are going to tie in now. Though I guess they're not all, because like Marauders isn't tying in.
Marauders has a tie-in, I think.
Oh, does it? Okay.
I think it came out this week.
Okay, see, I think maybe that was like the thing. All the X-Men books now have to be tie-ins to this.
Yeah, but yeah, again, like some aren't. Like X-Force isn't. X-Force is just a fucking Kraven origin story.
Weird.
Or something. Yeah, nothing to do with it at all.
Again, I dropped off on X-Force, not because I wasn't enjoying it, just because there was too much going on. Yeah. But, so I enjoy Death to Mutants. Again, if you're reading Eternals, you're really going to like this. If not, you might be a little lost, because it's basically just a continuation of that.
Yeah, you'll have to have read that 12-issue run.
Yeah, and I read one last book. What about you?
Yeah, I read two more. Yeah.
All right, I'll go quick then. I read Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty. It was great. It was fucking awesome. Captain America understands now what's going on with the Sentry game and the Outer Circle and their conspiracy, and he basically takes a whole day to walk through Brooklyn and talk to a bunch of people about what the Shield means to them, and he's just super inspiring and super cool, and like just the most Cap you can possibly be. It's probably one of the most feel-good books I've read in a while.
Nice.
And, in the end, you find out why Cap was doing that. He wasn't doing it just because he was running errands. He was actually, trying a new play to take down the Outer Circle. And, the big reveal attached to it is super cool.
Nice.
I'm loving it. Both the Cap books are really strong right now.
Cool. Yeah, I've got to catch up on them because, I kind of fell off because there was so much going on at the moment. But, yeah, I know, like, the first 2 issues I read of it were, like, really good.
Yeah, Lanzig and Kelly are friggin' killing it on Sentinel of Liberty, and Tochi Anabuchi is doing really well on Symbol of Truth, too. Nice. And they're going to cross over, too.
Nice.
So get excited for that. Now, what were your last 2 there?
I had the Dark Knights of Steel anthology book came out. It's called Three Kingdoms, I think. Tales from the Three Kingdoms, yeah.
Yeah, I almost picked that up, and then I'm like, Joe, you can't even get the big event books done this week. You're not going to be able to get this one read.
Yeah, no, this one was really fun. It was 3 stories from Tales that take place mostly before the events of the book. The first one is about Prince Kal-El meeting James Olsen, who gets adopted from Arkham Orphanage by Perry White and his wife to help run the press.
That's fun.
And James becomes friends with Kal-El, and we find out that not everything is going well at Arkham because it's all run by Elizabeth Arkham. And we find out that there's like a bunch of like creatures that are like coming around the town, and one of the big one is obviously Man-Bat. And we learn, and Batman and the Superman all like gather to try and like sort out what's going on. They meet with Oswald Cobblepot, who is like a child who's got like flipper hands, and they like trying to track down what's happening. They find Harvey Dent, who is he literally got scarred by like fire, so like half his body's all like burnt. And we learned that Elizabeth Arkham has been like running experiments on the children at the orphanage.
Right.
And she turned like Kirk Langstrom into Man-Bat, Waylon into Killer Croc, and it's about the heroes all kind of joining together to stop her. And of course, at the end, she's arrested, and she's arrested by General Waller, who's like, "Hey, I'm just going to put you in this cell here. We'll talk a little bit later. We'll talk later. We'll talk later."
For my medieval Suicide Squad that I'm definitely not building.
Yeah, definitely not building that. The next one after that is Prince Cal and Prince Bruce going into town in disguise while there's like a big party, like fancy dress party happening. So like Cal wears glasses and Bruce wears like his bat cowl and everything, and they go in with Harley and like they have fun. It's really cool because this is a chance for like all the people in the crowd are like there's a Deathstroke, there's a Ragman, there's a Hawk and Dove, there's a Bane, there's all these people, and
all the people we haven't seen yet. And also Bane, you showed me, was basically just Guts from Berserk.
That's in the next story, yeah. Here we find out how Batman got his Robins, and we find out that the Robins were all actually a team together to begin with. Before they met Batman, they were like a team of like con artist bandits.
Dickensian street urchins.
Yeah, basically, and they they end up helping Batman save like a kid from being trampled in the streets, and Batman sees that they all mean well, but they're just like kids who are living on the street, so he decides to kind of take them all in, and that's how we get the Bat family.
Oh, I like it. He adopted them all in one go instead of one at a time.
Yeah, and then in the last story, it's like when Bruce is a little kid, where he meets the King's Bane. Who is Bane? He's guts. He's
literally just guts.
He's introduced by cutting a guy in half with his sword. Yeah.
Fucking dope.
And Bane's like, little kid Bruce, he's not going to be able to hurt me, but when you get older, come find me and I'll teach you. And the story is about him and his squad. He's got like the Secret Six, quote unquote. So it's like Fiddler, Shiva, a bunch of all these other like no names, and they teach Bruce how to fight.
Oh, cool.
And we learned that Bane, in this universe, he was a Kingsguard. He was there when Thomas and Martha Wayne died by the Green Man. He got actually blown up and he got his back broken. And he was helped by Dr. Jonathan Crane, who injected him with like this special serum that keeps him working, because he's got like the tube sticking out the back of the neck. And he's that fucking Clegane from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, he's the Hound. He's the fucking Hound.
The Mountain. He's basically the Mountain.
And he wants that works really well.
He wants to help Bruce like learn how to become like a good king and everything, but it kind of backfires on him as we find out that because of everything Bruce has told him about the Green Man and magic, this is how Bruce develops his distaste for magic and not liking magic, and he ends up taking down Bane and having him locked for eternity in the castle prison.
I was going to say the castle prison, not the Hard Rock, not Santa Prisca. They didn't work that one in.
No, he was thrown into the pit.
The fucking pit.
The pit.
Oh no, not the pit.
Yeah, the pit. Oh.
Always with the fucking pit. Why? I love in the Harley show there is a pit and Bane runs it, but it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
I only ask that you make your bed. It's the only thing I ask.
Yeah, it was cool set of 3 stories. Really cool.
Yeah, those do sound. I like that they're building the what is it, Dark Knights of Steel universe.
Yeah, they're building it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of places they could go with that one if they wanted.
Yeah.
What was the last one you had, Matt?
Last one I had was Flashpoint Beyond.
Flashpoint Beyond. Yes. Now again, I haven't read this yet, so just give me the finer points. I know we talked about the big revelation about what it might mean to all the crises.
Yeah, we had that mentioned. We get confirmation that all the Batman stuff, like the Bruce Wayne Batman stuff and Corky Baxter stuff, that's all happening after Dark Crisis, because Bruce ends up meeting with Ra's al Ghul. Who is alive and well and has Thomas Wayne's ashes with him.
Yes, I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because, right, the whole thing with Ra's getting fucking killed in Shadow War and falling off the face of the earth and them never resolving that.
But Ra's is also the one that tells Bruce that his father didn't die thanks to Darkseid, and that he's somewhere out there, and that's why Bruce is fucking around with the Janie Slater's watch trying to like find his father, and why Corky doesn't want him to do that because it'll fuck up Hypertime and destroy everything.
As he keeps yelling at him and Bruce keeps not listening.
Yeah, we get more of that fucking Martha Wayne Joker shit. I still hate it, but it was actually kind of cool because we learned that the whole Clockwork Killer thing, all a fucking red herring. And it's actually kind of really cool because we learned that it was Martha who was killing these people as the Clockwork Killer, but we learned she did it to distract Thomas from what she was really doing, which was building a time machine. Because what she shared a cell with Psycho Pirate. Psycho Pirate told her all about the world where Bruce is Batman and he's alive, and she wants to end Flashpoint so she can reset the timeline so that Bruce will live and become Batman and they will die like how it's meant to be. And she set up she killed all those people. She basically did like a reverse Batman where she traveled the world finding all these different people who could manipulate time, learned about what she can from them about time and how to time travel. Then she fucking murdered them. And she sent Thomas on a wild goose chase because she knew Thomas isn't as good a detective as Bruce was. So he wouldn't figure it out. Yes, I've been
yelling all issue. This guy sucks at solving mysteries.
So he wouldn't figure it out as soon as Bruce would have. And Thomas actually comes to the realization of that. It's like, Bruce would have solved this like straight away, but because I'm such a shitty Batman and one who's a violent psychopath, I'm not as good as him.
Well, I'm glad they're at least owning it, because that's been one of the most annoying things in this story, watching this guy try and solve crimes when he's so out of his fucking depth.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. So the book kind of ends with Martha wanting to end this world, which is what Thomas wants. So it's sort of like a thing. It's like, well, does he want to end this world with her, or does he not? And then obviously Bruce is fucking dealing with Rip Hunter turning up and trying to stop him from pulling his father out of Flashpoint, I guess.
Yeah.
I
gotta save my daddy.
We got unresolved issues. He killed Alfred and all that sort of shit. Yeah,
that's a kind of thing he never quite dealt with, where it's like, like Bane killed Alfred, but Thomas was the one pulling the strings in that. But don't worry, because he went to the Joshua Williamson books and got better and started redeeming himself. But then he fell back here and regressed.
Yeah.
That feels like, two different writers had two very different takes on this guy's journey, huh?
We got one more issue left. I'm just really disappointed we haven't seen any more of that whole Superman and Swamp Thing fighting fucking Jor-El and the Kryptonians who are apparently coming to the Earth. Why was that built up if we're not going to fucking see any of that?
Clearly he wants another sequel. Clearly he doesn't want to stop writing Flashpoint Jeff Johns, which I don't know why, because it's like, dude, you had said
people fucking love Flashpoint. People fucking, for some fucking reason, they fucking love it.
It's like a license to print money. It's just funny to see Johns drinking the Kool-Aid now all this time later, because like if you listen to his interviews from the time when it first came out, he's just like, it was supposed to be another story in my Flash run that I was building up to. It's all it was supposed to be. They came to me and told me that this is the new Crisis level event.
Maybe he's just realized that, like, hey, mate, I can use this to, like, manipulate things to get something a little later on, like the JSA.
Because if I play this right, I can get JSA and I can get Stargirl, and if that's the case, I will keep pumping out Flashpoints.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that's the price you gotta pay, sure, fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the business of dirty business, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
I guess so. Gotta give the people what they want, and they demand more Flashpoint. Even though I really wish we could have kept seeing Thomas Wayne in the frickin' House of Heroes with President Superman.
Yeah, it was cool. That was a cool team up. Yeah.
Yeah, to see him continue to be a better person.
Yeah. Hey, maybe what might happen at the end of this.
That would actually be very cool to have, like, the House of Heroes be like, we never stop looking for you.
Yeah.
You're one of us. You're part of the team.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I guess that's it, Matt. Is that everything for tonight? Everything that's fit to print?
That's it.
Well, there you go, everyone. That's the big D23 episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you had a lot of fun there. Lots of cool stuff coming down the pipeline, stuff that's going to keep us talking into microphones for many years to come.
Definitely.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Anything coming out, Matt? Anything you want to promote?
No, I just did start working on like a really big new like video, which I'm really excited to do, but I don't want to tell anyone what it is because I don't want people to go and search what it is I'm going to be talking about to ruin it. So
there you go. That works. Fair enough. I'm also working on some side projects too. I alluded to before that I got a writing gig. That hit the next step too. I do believe that should be getting worked on in video form by the end of the year. Again, it's nothing I'm doing. I'm writing for someone else, but I'm heavily involved in it, and maybe people will hear my voice when they do the thing.
Nice.
No, not literally hear my voice. Hear my writing voice. Is what I mean. I'll be sure to promote that when that comes out. It's a lot of fun because I literally got paid to revisit something I enjoy, which, rarely I never get to do.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Good shit, so you'll be sure to check that out. This was a thick episode, Chad, I agree. Big, thick, girthy episode. Lots of Star Wars and lots of other stuff going on. So yeah, be sure to check back next week, everyone. We'll have another show for you. I have no idea what we're going to be talking about. I know we got to do another Retro Hero video this week, now more than ever, because we're going to talk about fucking the Pennyworth show, which apparently everything's going down on that show.
Fucking V for Vendetta's getting a crossover with it.
I saw that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
You know what else I learned in finding out that? Apparently Martha Kent is in the show and she gives birth to a girl.
Abajwa. So Bruce had a secret sister who I can only imagine died?
No. Martha Kent.
Oh, Martha Kent. Okay. Oh, shit. So Superman had a secret sister that he didn't know about. Was it with John or was it with another person?
Fuck if I know. I just saw someone write that. I'm like, what the fuck is this show?
Yeah, don't make me interested enough to have to watch and find out.
I kind of want to now, especially with that V for Vendetta crossover. How?
How do you get here? How? If you heard a very disembodied British scream, that was Alan Moore losing his goddamn mind when he saw that.
Yeah.
Who are we kidding? Alan Moore's not on the fucking internet. He doesn't know.
You got a telegram about it, yeah.
Yeah, he'll find out 5 years from now.
He read it in the chicken bones that he throws in the fire,
The bones have told... I received a raven from the east.
Yeah, that's how he signs his contracts now, in blood and chicken bones. Yeah.
Chicken bones. Yeah. You got to send a rider in the night and meet him at the crossroads.
Yeah.
That's the only way. The crossroads at midnight. Then he will appear in a puff of smoke, and you got to get him to sign the work order. Tis the only way to summon Alan Moore. You can do it. It's just difficult, But yes, thank you everyone for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the episode as much as we enjoyed making it. As always, if you're a patron, you can listen to the show back first before anyone else for as little as $1 a month. We try and do video and audio versions there as best we can to try and meet the demand, even if that means I end up doing it the night before. But yes, thank you, everyone. Again, you can listen to the audio versions over on SoundCloud if you want to take the show around with you. And I upload that one later, and that one's ad-free too. So, unlike the YouTube one.
Yeah.
If that's a thing for you. So thank you, everyone. And Matt and I will be back again next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.